Hello, I am the One Owner, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm taking a look at the trailer, the E3 trailer even, for Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Or which I think it would probably be better in the other way, like Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise, whatever. And yeah, I wanted to talk about this game because I saw the trailer on E3 and I've watched the trailer a couple of times since, and I think it's a pretty interesting game, and I genuinely wanted to talk about it, so here we are. Now, I do not own this trailer or any of the content in it. The video itself that I'm watching was uploaded by IGN. They have pretty much all the trailers for, like, all the E3 trailers, and I recommend checking that out if you haven't, because, like I said, they have all the trailers. So the idea here is that I watch the trailer and then I pause when I have something to say. So yeah, that's gonna be it. So yeah, let's go. Also, it's inappropriate for children. I don't know what that text means.
I'm here to kill chaos. That's my mission.
I'm just gonna point this out. The first time I saw this trailer and I saw this guy, I thought he looked exactly like Core from Final Fantasy 15. And I was like, what? Is this a sequel to Final Fantasy 15? What? It's very similar.
Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
You gonna make us go in there and find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. I need to.
Time to die!
It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger.
So I just wanted to point something out here. First of all, the dialogue in this game seems to be pretty crap, honestly, I have to admit. Also, they really missed out on the chance there to use fantasy. It's not a fantasy. That would have been fun. Also, the gameplay actually looks really cool. It's very like hack and slash stuff, and it looks really cool actually, and I think that it might actually be really good.
First.
Move aside! You're dust! You sure chaos is here?
Yeah, they can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
This is the Shrine of Chaos. He's here. We just have to hunt him down.
Feel the pain!
It does seem like you can swap between jobs, because he's using like different gear all the time. So it does seem like you get like 4 different. Because in the original game, you actually had 4 characters, like in Final Fantasy 1. You had 4 Warriors of Light. In this, there are only 3. And it only seems like you're controlling the main character. I don't think we see a lot of controlling and giving orders to the other guys. But there might be a system for that. I don't know. I don't think we see them fight all that much, honestly. But like I said, the whole swapping between jobs, it seems like you have the Great Sword job, we have the Mage, and I think there was even a Ranger job, which is pretty cool. And I like the aesthetic. It's really cool. It's very Devil May Cry, but also like almost a little bit Dark Souls in many aspects.
The darkness is so thick I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.
Die already!
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland.
Right, I'm just gonna pause there. This very much indicates that they have changed stuff, because in the original game, Garland was not ever, like, I mean, sure, he was supposedly a good guy, but at the start of the game, when you started out, basically it's because Garland has kidnapped a princess and is hiding out at the Chaos Shrine. I don't know why, I don't really remember. I think he's trying to get like a ransom or something, or just trying to marry her, pure Bowser style, I guess. It's very possible. But yeah, like I said, they've changed that, so apparently chaos is a thing. It wasn't really a thing that much in the original game. But here, chaos is a thing. They sent a guy to try to kill it, and they sent Garland.
If you could, I would be grateful if you looked for him.
Chaos.
Also, that is supposed to be Garland, and I just wanted to say that they really captured how he looks. He's not quite as bulky as he was in the Dissidia games, but that very first flame strike, let's just go back a little bit. That is very much like how he fought in Dissidia, and I like that. It's really cool.
Crush you!
Fun fact about that, I'll crush you. In Dissidia, Garland has he has a bigger sword there, but it can change shapes. And he has a move where it turns into an axe, and then he slams it into the ground, and while he does that, he actually yells, "I'll crush you," exactly like that. Like, "I'll crush you."
Know when you're beaten!
Also, another fact here. I don't think they've gone out with a voice actor list, but Garland in this game sounds very much like in Dissidia. I think it's the same voice actor, actually. And I think that's really cool. I really like that. That's really nice.
And who are you?
We're here to kill Chaos.
The prophecy's very own Warriors of Light.
Really?
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland!
No. I become Chaos.
Also, that logo is really cool. And it does seem like most of the game will take place in the Chaos Shrine, unlike Final Fantasy 1, where the Chaos Shrine really is just a tiny first dungeon, and then like a pretty big final dungeon. But there are like a couple, like at least 4 dungeons in between. Let's see, I don't remember if there's anything else after this. Right, not really. Oh wait, that's actually something I hadn't noticed. It's coming for PS4. That's pretty neat. I thought it was going to be PS5 exclusive, so now I'm actually really looking forward to this game even more. I don't have... I can't afford a PS5. But yeah, like I was saying, this game actually looks really cool. They don't show a ton of gameplay, but like
I want to kill
the stuff that they show,
Chaos.
it looks very like fluid. Sure, this is only against one enemy.
It's like
Same here. I mean, it's just a bat.
thirst.
I do like the bats actually. Just noteworthy here, because in Final Fantasy, the original one, when you enter the Shrine of Chaos, it's actually filled with these bats that are like all over the place, and they can be really annoying because you can't pass through them or pass beneath them or whatever. So if they're standing in your way, like in front of a door, you can't get through the door because of the stupid bats. So I do like that they actually like implemented them into the game. It makes a lot of sense. Also, that's a bomb. Classic Final Fantasy enemy. I really like that. They've been in the they've been in this series for a long time.
You're dust!
And yeah, see there he's more like dressed like a mage.
Sure Chaos is here?
Yeah, they can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
Also,
This is the
I do
Shrine
like
of
the fact
Chaos.
that it seems like you'll be like changing the area more or less. It's like it's a huge dungeon. It does seem like the whole game is just gonna be one huge dungeon. Now, I think, let's just go back here a little bit. We saw this tower falling.
Yeah, they can only
I
squash
think
monsters.
that what they're gonna do is basically before you get to the big centerpiece, you're gonna have to fight 4 bosses, and these are gonna be the 4 fiends. So it's gonna be like Tiamat, the Lich, Kraken, and the Malirith. They were a big part of the original game. Like they were the 4 beasts or fiends, whatever you want to call them, and they were guarding like different crystals and stuff. And you had to beat them in order to like unlock the time vortex in the Chaos Shrine that would let you fight Chaos. Like I said, there were gonna be some actual spoilers here, but honestly, like there isn't much of a story other than that in Final Fantasy 1, and they don't really talk about it all that much, as I recall. I have played through the full game, and it's very cryptic in many, many ways. But like I said, I think that they've probably at this point just beaten one of the
You can only squash monsters for so long.
one of the big bosses, which would allow them to fell this thing and get over there, move on to the next area, so to speak. And I don't think that Garland is going to be the final boss. No. Otherwise, they would not show him. And it's a bit underwhelming to just have a normal human-sized enemy. I do like, actually, in that his cape, the cape movements, those are actually really cool. This game looks really good. This video is not the best quality-wise, but I have it on maxed out, so... But still.
When you're beaten.
Also, I'm surprised that they didn't add it in the trailer, but I'm like 100% sure that he's going to say it at some point. He's probably gonna say, I, Garland, will knock you all down. Because he says that in the original, and it became kind of a meme. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna be in it, but they're saving it for the real game. Also, Garland looks amazing. He looks really good.
And who are you?
We're here to kill chaos.
Honestly, let's just talk a little bit about this here. These characters look a bit... I mean, they do look a bit generic, I have to say. Like, they look a bit like Final Fantasy 15 NPCs. And, I mean... You'd think they'd put a bit more effort into the main characters. Like, don't get me wrong. These... They look good. It's not that they're bad. It's just that they could probably look better, honestly. Like, that, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a beard or just, like, fur. And the hair does look a bit weird, but I mean, it is hard to do good hair, I will admit that. That is something that they've always struggled with, and will probably struggle with a bit more. Like, real believable hair. Like, even the Final Fantasy VII Remake has a couple of parts where it's like the hair looks a bit weird. But yeah. Also, I think...
The prophecy's very own
because some people were talking about, oh, he's just a shirt guy. But I think this is just his base appearance. It's like an MMO. When you start out, you just wear like a shirt or something. And as you progress, you get gear and you change how you look. They just didn't add that layer of gear to him for the trailer. That's what I think. Because these two guys have armor and stuff, but you don't play as them, so it makes sense. Also, it's kind of hard to tell. Also, speaking of like the characters, as I was just about to say, the characters, it's kind of hard to know when this is supposed to take place. Like, that shirt looks kind of modern. It doesn't look like very, very medieval. These things look more like futuristic medieval style, like in Final Fantasy 15. So I think they're going for a very similar aesthetic to Final Fantasy 15. Which is cool. I don't mind. It's cool. Honestly, here's the thing, though. Here's what I think. Final Fantasy games should be like anime Middle Ages. Like anime medieval. They're not supposed to go full Diablo, like medieval stuff. They're supposed to be like anime medieval. And that's why I'm not hugely a fan of the art style of Final Fantasy 16, because it looks like it's going like The Witcher or Lord of the Rings medieval. And I don't know. It's probably not going to be a problem, but whatever. This game looks cool. And I like his greatsword, actually. There is a better shot of it at the start. But like I said, a lot of the dialogue in this trailer does seem pretty bad. But like I said, he's wielding a greatsword. And later on, we do see him like wielding other weapons and stuff. He's actually wearing something else there. Here we go. Oh, crap. He was like wielding something else. There we go. He's wielding like a mace, a rod, something like that. A wand type thing. And his clothes are completely different. So ours are, there's like a job system that allows you to swap jobs and equipment. That would actually be really cool. Like, you have a different loadout for each job. You can just swap between them. Because, for example, Bombs, it makes sense that he's using a mage job. since bombs are generally weak to magic, specifically like their counter magic. There are many variations of the bomb. The standard one is fire and is weak to ice, but there are other types like thunder bombs and they're weak to water, etc. So it does look like there's gonna be some of that stuff going with the magic, which is kind of cool, and I like that. Also, these finishers are really cool. I like how he just turns them into crystal and shatters them.
Yeah, I can only squash
pretty cool.
monsters for so long. I hate doing.
So yeah, I think that's about it,
He
honestly.
always wore such
Also,
splendid
I'm just gonna
armor,
say,
with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
the fact that we have that voice talking does kind of hint that there is gonna be stuff outside of the Chaos Shrine. There might be like a village where you can go. I'm thinking that they're probably gonna do like one big dungeon with like checkpoints, so you can teleport out of the dungeon to the town to like go to the smithy and upgrade your weapons and stuff like that. And there will be NPCs there. Honestly, I'm pretty sure, just off the top of my head here, that the NPC that you hear talking is probably gonna be called Cornelia, since that's the name of the princess that he abducts in the very first game. But yeah,
It's Garland.
that's what I'm thinking at least.
I become chaos.
Honestly, Garland's dialogue is probably the best, in my opinion, in this trailer. But honestly, again, there is very little dialogue, so it's hard to say. Maybe there will be better in the actual game. Who knows? Anyways, this is a game that I'm looking forward to, and it looks really cool. And this looks really cool. It does look a lot like Chaos. Like, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Chaos. And that's cool. So yeah, that's my take on Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. The trailer, at least. Just gonna do this. There we go. So PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. Made by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo Games. They make a lot of cool games, I have to admit. Square Enix as well. I mean, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan, so it makes sense. But like I said, Koei Tecmo Games, they're one of those companies that it's like just like, okay, I'm gonna start up this game. It looks cool, and you see the Koei Tecmo Games logo, and it's like, what? They made this? Cool. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my ramblings, and I hope you enjoyed. And I hope that you thought that it was interesting and funny, which was the whole thing, whole idea. So yeah, for now, bye.